I think I need like a sound when people come in. What's up, everybody? What's up, ladies?
What's up?
Hello.
Happy Thursday.
Well,
Sure.
according to Jill, it's Friday Eve, which I just now have decided I love that.
Okay, I do like that. That's good. It's very encouraging. And everybody in the comments, we'll say hello in a moment. Sorry, we're late. We were talking about it was almost like it was the Snoop Dougie show.
Oh, don't tell them what we were talking about. It's top secret.
I can't tell you now. I can't tell you now, everybody. But
we were talking about how Teresa doesn't have pans on her table anymore.
That's true. That we did notice that. Congratulations. That's good to see. The red pans have been put away. I do have a
I
red.
didn't say that.
They've just.
I just said they're not on the table anymore.
We had something in our house the other day. We cleaned out a bunch of not Stanley cups, but that type of cup. What do you call it? It's not a sippy cup.
A water bottle.
Water bottles, and we cleaned out a bunch, and so we had to choose which ones. We're very limited, and we had to choose which ones we would keep. There are a few that I can sell, some Starbucks cups. I did pull a red one for a special friend of mine, and then I have a couple that I will keep myself. So there we go.
So you were very limited, as in like somebody said to you all, you may only have so many each or something?
Well,
sounds like a mom thing.
Well, we had like 60 of these metal things in a box banging around. It's
60?
crazy.
Holy lordy lord.
Ridiculous. And my daughter's a hoarder. She snuck some upstairs. Like, well, I'm going to keep these upstairs. I was like, all right, crazy lady, crazy cat lady. So, but I have a cup. Like, I will be selling this soon, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it a Starbucks one?
It is. Starbucks something. So I don't know. That's how I'm going to make my fortune.
Lord.
Let me sell you the case of Starbucks something in my warehouse that I can't sell for even for retail.
All right, there we go. So a lot of discussion about Friday Eve.
Friday Eve.
I love the Friday Eve.
So what is up, everybody? Nice to see you all here. Thanks for being here for the Thursday reseller tips. And today we're talking about running promotions and flash sales, which is interesting. Now that I'm selling again, I can weigh in on this. I was looking at my eBay. I do promoted listings, everybody.
Oh, it's a miracle.
Shocking as it is. I have no shocking sound effect, but there it is. But so as always, ask your questions, share your tips, share whether you prefer Seinfeld or Friends or How I Met Your Mother in the chat. But we are here to talk about running promotions and flash sales. So, ladies, let's get a working definition of promotions and flash sales.
Promotions and flash sales are strategic marketing. Is that what you want us to do?
So for me, I don't really know about flash sales as in, I mean, when I think of flash sales, I think of like a website that says like, for the next 48 hours, this is on sale for 50% off. And I don't think that works for most of us, right? Because things take so long to be indexed in like eBay or in Posh or in Mercari that these things don't happen that fast. So I think of more of it as just a regular sale, and promotions, I think of the same thing. eBay, you can do like buy two, get one free. You can do those kind of promotions, but then you can also run a regular sale. What about you, Teresa?
Yeah, I mean, promoted listings. Exactly. Flash sale is like, get it while we got it.
Right. And I'm not sure flash sales work in this kind of, when you're using someone else's platform.
Flash sale to me would be the equivalent of offers to watchers. Here's an offer. You have 48 hours to respond. And if you don't, too bad, so sad.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And those, and Susie wrote in the chat, those buy two, get one free, hard for me to do. I agree. I have never had luck with those at all. I have tried them a lot. buy two, get one free, buy one, get one half off. I've tried those. Those do not seem to work very well for me personally. I've never been able to get. And I wonder if somebody I think Desiree's in the chat. I wonder if somebody who does replenishables, like a traditional replenishable, if maybe they would work on that kind of aspect. Like if you were buying laundry detergent, might that entice you to get two rather than one?
So let me tell you the buy two, get two for X dollars. As a single person and you go to the grocery store, nothing infuriates me more than I got to pay $4 for a bag of chips, because if I want the sale price, I have to have 4 bags of chips. And I ain't never going to eat 4 bags of chips before they go stale. So that's annoying. I hate those sales. It has nothing to do with reselling. It has all to do with the grocery industry. And so then I carry it over to my reselling life.
And it's interesting. I call it the Costco factor, where they do the 3 packs of everything and 2 are cool and 1 is like crap. So they're like, I don't want the lemon, lime, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes you do though.
Well, and somebody messaged me on something that I had a lot of. Will you split this up? And I said, no. The idea is I'm putting 10 things here because if I sell them individually, I can't make any money. So you take the 3 out that you want and you sell the other 7. Like, this is not rocket science.
Brain surgery and rocket science. She was making her own thing. Brain rocket.
Yeah, brain surgery.
Brain rocket. So Jill, an eBay growth advisor, said that we should run 2-week sales because it covers 2 weekends. I think that it's an interesting thing. eBay growth advisors, for anyone who is new here or doesn't know what an eBay growth advisor is. So eBay has these people who specialize in helping you get more sales to the next level, however we like to say it. And you can get them different ways. Sometimes you can get them by going to an in-person event that eBay has. Sometimes you can get them if you sign up for an eBay virtual event. I do not know a way that you can just call and get one. But they are around. And if you kind of get into the eBay circle, you'll eventually come across one. Someone will allow you to go to one. But an eBay growth advisor. Yep.
No, go ahead.
Doug put the thing in. Does it in there? Are you allowed to sign up on that link, Doug?
So
I am not sure. I'm taking a look. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Not all growth advisors are created equal, because my growth advisor told me to run a sale for 30 days.
Yep. That's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say the eBay growth advisor, I think it's just like anything else. You can get somebody who's awesome, and then you can get somebody who is just mediocre. Tommy in Seattle, he got one when going to Boss Remix. They do go to other outside events. And so when you get one, it can be a great experience and it can really help you. I am not saying to dissuade what anything they're saying, right? They work there. They have stuff that we don't know about. So I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that you have to see what works for your business. Take what they say and then use it. What Jill said about the 2 weekends used to kind of be gold standard. You would do things so that you would do it on both. I don't do that. I run sales that are about 4 days each, and I run a ton of them. And that way I always get that countdown clock. That works really well for me. And when I forget to run a sale, my sales go down dramatically. So from my store, that works. But I think Susie is very right. I really think it depends on what you sell.
So what do you think about 45 days as a timeline? Depends on what you sell. I mean,
I think it's fine.
Whatever. Well, and this is what we always go back to is like, Sandy, if that's working for you, go for it. I would try, probably try different things here and there. Like A/B testing, like A is one, B is the other. Test them both, see what works. But 45 days may work well for you and what you're selling. You know what though is like it for me too is like it depends. It depends on what it is. If the urgency thing's going to work with me, I agree with the 2 for 1. That's like, I'm not going to do that. But the urgency of like the limited time, like you can get this for now, you can get a deal on this. Obviously, most of the stuff I buy right now is books. So if there's a good deal and it's going to expire, that little sense of urgency can influence with me. I just finished a Bigfoot book that started good and this kind of got too out there.
Too out there for you?
Yeah, too out there. I mean,
must have been crazy then. It must have been mayhem.
Ghosts, and it's like, it's a Bigfoot book. And the guy's like, it's crazy, but it's all true. And it's interesting because it takes place supposedly in Idlewild, which is a little north of me in the mountains. My friend Scott has a cabin there, and we have talked about doing not predatory, investigative Bigfoot hunting. And then I was like, if these guys are going to attack me like in the book, I'm not going to do it. Maybe I want to be their friends. Maybe I want to live amongst them.
Oh, first of all, please don't go live amongst the Bigfoot.
Thank you, Trish.
Second thing is, I would like to say this. So Jill said, I personally like shorter sale periods, but I'm considering testing the waters on longer sales. Jill, so do it by category. So then you can be running both at the same time. I'd be interested to see what happened, because I have found that I've always been much more successful with shorter sales, but I'm open, to anything. And then Susie wrote, eBay daily deals picked me for a sale, quote unquote. And they picked the length of time and it was only 5 days. Now that's a very interesting key piece of information, because if they have, but they definitely have more information than we do.
But theirs is a different type of sale because they're pushing it. So I'm guessing they couldn't do it 2 weeks, because what if Susie, like they push it to, 180 million people, and what if Susie doesn't have that kind of inventory? I think I would think that would be more of that reason than a shorter sale is better. Because when they do those sales for you, Susie, don't you have to guarantee you have X supply? Because they're not going to push this out and you be sold out because you only have 10. As we wait for Susie.
Oh, Susie's got the inventory.
Yeah. but from my understanding, I agree. From my understanding, like you have to prove this. eBay's not going to give you that prime real estate if you can't support their customers. Oh, it's on your whole store. Okay. Well, that's a good deal.
Tommy, I think eBay approached her. I don't think it was the other way around. I do, sales are an interesting thing. And it's just like listings, right? eBay doesn't tell us exactly what the secret sauce is. We're all guessing. We don't know exactly. We don't know the exact way to build a title. We don't know the exact way that eBay wants things listed. We don't know the exact, if you list every day at a certain hour, is that going to, I don't think it does, but I'm just saying, like, these almost like conspiracy theories that people have about how to influence these things. The same with sales. I think we are taking educated guesses based on results to figure out what works for us and what works for what we sell. And I think so the A/B testing that Doug talked about before, I really think that's a smart thing, because you need to see how all of this fits in with your store and how your customers react.
And just to chime in for a sec. So I know we're kind of focusing on eBay for a moment, but all the marketplaces have resources. eBay's got a ton of resources. This is in Seller Center, so it's just some advice on having sales and things like that. So definitely look at the resources that they have, and whether we agree or not, the marketplaces have a lot of data, especially eBay. eBay even more than Amazon, because eBay is the only site that sold multiple verticals. They call them multiple categories. Amazon started with books. So eBay's got this treasure trove of 20, whatever it is now, years of data, buyer and seller side, multiple verticals. And so the recommendations they make to you are based on data for sure.
And if we want to talk about Poshmark for a second, Poshmark has their own type of sale or promotion. It's called closet clear out. And, they do those things where they help to drive sales because they do their own, they pay for part of the shipping. So shipping's less. But you have to drop so much. It's a much more, structured, I want to say, than eBay. You have a lot less. You have to really go within what they say to be able to qualify for it. So closet clear out is something. They also have this thing about driving sales, and they have they want to say like host your own flash sale. And they do a lot with, they would like you to do your own thing. So you make these tiles, say like everything from here out is $10 or whatever. So they really kind of promote that also. I do think that, I do not know what that bell was. It wasn't me. I do not think that Poshmark is nearly the same beast as eBay. eBay really, in my opinion, can be for a more professional seller. And it is a much, if you're a professional seller and want to do things on schedules and you can kind of set them up and keep going. I think eBay is really good at that. Posh is a little bit more you have to babysit it and do a lot more stuff. What about Mercari? Has any of you guys run a sale on Mercari? I know Doug's a big Mercari guy, T.
I do like Mercari.
Well,
I run promotions on there. I like that it's quick and easy.
Okay.
I don't really like their weird price reduction, the auto price reduction. I don't do that, but I do think buyers on there know that if they like it, they're going to usually get an offer. So I understand that, but I do those. I do the little, you click the button promote to likers, or you can promote. So
I do the Poshmark promote where you send it to the likers thing. But if I do it and they want me to, and I'm like, yeah, this is way too low now, I just don't do it. I wish there was an easy way for me to make a note on that one so that I can end it and relist it so I can start back up at the top price. But then you lose all those watchers anyway. So I'm not a fan of that whole, you have to reduce it because you're not sending the offer to the same watchers every time. So it's annoying.
yeah, I did that early on. I would like freak out and it's like, oh, I better keep reducing the price. And that I learned my lesson. Evelyn has an interesting point that so I actually only in the past couple months started selling on Poshmark, and I haven't gotten any sales. And Trish probably remembers a couple, because I'm not super familiar with Poshmark, but a couple of months ago I was like, Trish, I said I don't want to take anything off platform, but people are commenting on there, and I get this regularly. Hello, I cannot see all of your photos. Would you be so kind as to email me more information in my email that is in my profile? First of all, that's too many steps for me. I learned that from Teresa Cox. And second of all, I know not to go off platform. And I had to teach my wife that when we had our first baby. And she was so excited that she got this jogging stroller from Eastern Europe. And the guy was like, let's just make it. I don't want to do an Eastern European accent. He's like, just go to Wells Fargo or whatever and she had started
No.
don't do that. So we lost like $300. So
$300. Your kids are now late teenagers and it still annoys you.
we still can't jog.
It's been like 17 years, Doug.
You're surprised by this?
No, I'm not surprised by it. I'm just pointing out that 17 years later, it still annoys you. Well, I mean, and you and I talked about it, and I was like, that's definitely the start of a scam. They try to get you to go off platform, and then all bunch of stuff can happen once you do it. You never want to go off platform. It's bad. I would like to just say, Fabulous Flamingos said, who is Shar? She said, I'm trying longer sales and also running category specific short sales. I have 2 return buyers, 2 bundle buyers of 27 and 25 items. I mean, Shar, you're going to have to talk about that in Mastermind because that's ridiculously awesome. I would love to know more about that.
And And then I want to jump. So this is an interesting point that we hear a lot. So Tommy said, if those watchers haven't bought it, are they really watchers worth retaining? So
It's
I mean, there's
true.
two sides on this. eBay likes you to have watchers. I think it helps a little bit with the algorithm that takes all these bizarre things into perspective. But there's definitely a side of sellers that say, well, I've got these watchers, they're not doing anything. Why don't I relist and get new watchers? I
Right.
think you definitely want to stick with that long-term buildup, but also, as always, do whatever works for you.
But I also think the long term is different on different platforms. And I would love somebody to talk about this sometime, not me, because I have no real data. This is just my opinion from doing this for so long, that the long term data on eBay is treated differently. We know Macari's listings go stale. They do. They don't push them. They push them down in listing, even if you have watchers. So Macari is a completely different animal than eBay, right? Like it just is, and it has to be treated different, and you have to look at it different. The same with Posh. I think somewhere Posh is in between eBay and Macari, if those two are on one extreme than the other. So I really would sometime love to get into this subject. We should do this one time and get somebody, see if somebody can come on here and talk to us about it.
And I've seen relisting work on Mercari.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I mean.
eBay, I
Yeah.
think, is different. And then, we get into the whole eBay SEO discussion, and it's just like we said, it's a different monster. Poshmark encourages you to share. A lot of people share. I think eBay, though, is I really lean towards updating the initial listing.
Yep.
And I have learned to grow patient, because I've looked back through my sales that I had, and I think I could have made a lot more money when I had first started than just freaking out and being like, I'm not getting any sales. It's like,
right,
the right buyer hasn't come along.
Well, and unfortunately, eBay just is a different animal. And I think that, we tend to want to try to fix things across the board. And some things you just have to wait. I watch item and I haven't bought it because I don't have the cash, or I'm looking for something that goes with it. Yeah, I think that's true. And I also think, sometimes you're like, oh, I like that. Maybe it's not the season, or maybe you don't need it right then, but you go back and you may buy it later. I tried category specific sales for 6 months and I can't say it helped, but I want to hear more in Mastermind. I just switched to sales on 90+ day old listings today. Yeah, Michelle, maybe we'll talk about this next week, because most of us in Mastermind run the really short sales, and we'll set them up for the whole month. But I would encourage you to try the short sales, even if you're just doing it in a category, and then do the A/B testing and see if another category is longer, and see how it works for you. But we can definitely talk about it.
So Susie said something about offers to watchers. That's the one I do the most, and I don't even do it consistently, but I'll send offers to watchers. I had 63 to send this morning, and I sent 21% off, mostly because my items are priced $14.99, $19.99, $24.99. And if I do 20%, I can't tell that it was a sale, so I do 21. And I have a little blurb that I send out, but I scroll down it. Every single one of those offers has one watcher on it. So it's being sent to one person. So the chances of me selling anything are slim, but which is probably why I don't do it on a regular basis. I do it when I think about it. I mean, sometimes I can have 180 watcher. I'm like, oh, I better send that out. So those are the ones I tend to do most, because they're the easiest and the fastest for me to set up. And then I will wait. If I want to do a short sale, which for me is 30 days, then I will wait till all of those items are not being watched, because they don't double up, but I don't quite understand. I don't want to send out an offer and then put something on sale. So I want to wait for those offers to expire, then I'll start the sale.
So I run an offer and I run sales every day and send offers every single day. So a lot of the times I will say in my little blurb, this item is already on sale. Here is an extra blah, blah, blah off. This is as low as we can go. Thank you so much for your interest. I try to educate while I do it. in the sense of it's already on sale and then blah, you know what I mean? So I try to, so I don't get a lot of that back and forth. But I think it's really just depends on what your model is. And mine is, volume-based business. I buy items for very cheap and I sell pretty inexpensively. And so for me, I have already that kind of markup into my listing. I already have that figured out that what I list something for, I never plan on selling it for that ever. So waste not, want not, again, great name. Short sales for 5 days have been working for me. I also make offer on everything. I'll send offers even if it's on sale. It's basically exactly what I do. And I just have that price built into my system. So some of this is just how you have all your stuff set up, right? Some of it is just oh, hey, Mo. Great name, Mo. I didn't realize it was you. So some of it is just how you have things set up. And the way Mo does it is almost exactly the way I do it.
What's up, Mo? And that's my sister's name, but she's nowhere near an online seller.
I thought you were going to say she's nowhere as cool as Mo. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Mo is super cool.
I know. That's why I thought that's what you were going to say.
I doubt my sister watches these. I mean, I remind my children every day that I'm a YouTube influencer with my friends Trish and Teresa.
Yeah. How does it go? Do they care?
They laugh and shake their heads.
Yeah.
Because they are teenagers and literally have friends that have, like the other day, my friend said, we were talking about so he's a senior, so he's going to be looking at colleges, and he's got this friend, Austin Pepito, ladies and gentlemen, who, and my wife is like, does Austin have his own apartment? And my son goes, he's got TikTok money. So yeah.
He has TikTok money. God bless the kid. How old is he?
He's 19, I guess, 20.
19 or 20 with TikTok money. God bless him.
Well, my son's obviously got TikTok money because there's constantly stuff getting delivered like almost daily that he buys off TikTok.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't listen. Since I've come to Florida, I cannot figure out how to get mail. So I have not bought anything and it has been very difficult for me.
I actually have something in a stack to send you, but I know you're gone. I mean, I don't want it to get lost in the bogs out there.
I know. My offers to watches convert to sales 10% of the time. I give 5% off things on sale, 10% off on regular price, unless they've been in my inventory for a long time, and then I do higher. So, Nan, I am going to say this. This is just my own opinion, and take it for all it's worth. So, when I used to own a brick and mortar store and I belonged to like it's called NARTS, National Association of Thrift Stores, I believe. And it was for consignment stores, thrift stores, secondhand things. And I went to one of the conventions and I went to a class and they said that the lowest amount that's going to change somebody's behavior of buying is 20%. 20 to 40%, you were going to buy it anyways at some point. Over 40%, you're going to get people who are on the fence to maybe be like, oh, I'll buy that. It's a good sale. It's a great price. And then over 75% off, you influence people to buy things they had no interest in buying, but psychologically they think it's such a good deal, I'm going to buy this. So
my Target purchase last weekend.
Correct. Exactly. I was going to say, and we've all done that. We have all been out and been like, this is 80% off. This is great. Even when you do not have any interest in getting it. So, or that you didn't walk in with any interest in getting it. So for me, I would challenge you, Nan, to raise your prices a little and run a deeper sale and see if your sales go up. That would be, yeah. I understand that the higher helps my own inventory. Yeah, it has to be 30 to 50%. Yeah. So if you're doing that, yeah. So what do you do? I'm sorry. what do you tell those who price at comp sold price? What kind of sales discount should one do? I don't know about you guys, but I figure out if I comp something for $50, let's say, and I think it's worth 50, I'm going to put it on sale for probably 8. I'm going to put it up, list the original price at like 80 so that I can do sales and get it down to that 50 if I really think it's worth the 50. That's how I do it. Teresa, what would you do?
I price it. I mean, most of my stuff I don't care if I do a 20-25% sale. After 25% is kind of like, I got to like you. I got to be in the right mood. I got to not like what I'm sending you. It's got to be easy to ship. Like there's got to be all kinds of things for me to give you more than 25% off. But
Like
I don't price my stuff up. I do price it up, but I don't price. If I want to sell it for $35, I price it at $35. I don't price it at $50.
Doug?
I did get in trouble the other day for I don't, and when I say in trouble, it is my wife, but she's a lovely lady. She's a nice lady. She did tell me she doesn't watch my YouTubes, but
how dare she?
Yeah, she said
I'm gonna text her the link to this one right after you say what you said.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how my pricing research is and what I do, but I try to do something around, what's been sold and something in there that's a little bit competitive. But I'm also experimenting with buyer paid shipping and across the board, and I'm also experimenting with some of the stuff higher pricing, but reasonable pricing for books as long as they cover the expensive shipping.
Okay, and I just want to tell Carla that I'm in a rental and they seem to have some kind of like hub thing where you put all the packages, and I don't have a key to it, Carla. So I'm packageless. It's terrible. I'm going to have to figure out where the closest UPS store is or something.
That's where I sent your thing.
I'll figure it out.
in your Floridian snowbird complex.
Exactly. I'm in a snowbird complex and nobody gave me a key.
Go get yourself a P.O. box, girl. What's wrong with you?
I know. I think I might.
How long are you down there for? Just the winter, Grandma?
I'm only down here until we go to Nashville, but I'm about 90% sure I bought a place, so I'm gonna need somewhere to get packages.
Are you warm enough?
New address.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Doug?
I asked if you were warm enough, Nana.
I hate you.
What'd you say, Teresa?
I said ship them to the new address.
I know, but I don't have it yet, and I don't think I'm going to pass till the end of the month.
It's called closed escrow everywhere else in the country. It's only called pass in Boston. You're in Florida, so it's going to be
like you're going to pass it. Is that?
Yeah, that's what they call it in Boston.
How interesting! It's like some tricolor hat wearing real estate.
It did sound like you're going to a funeral. I just realized when you said that, Teresa, because my mother's a real estate agent. So and my dad for a long time, he had a law firm, but they did a lot of real estate stuff. So they'd be like, "Oh, I have a passing today," or "I got a passing tomorrow."
Well, and I learned
how funny that was.
I learned not too long ago that Iowa has the weirdest stuff than any place else in the country. They don't have an escrow. They don't have title insurance. You hire an attorney to personally do this because of something that happened in 1822.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we finished up this outdated electoral college. Let's make up some real estate things that'll go forever.
And get this, the owner of the home carries the original documents. So if I buy a home in Iowa and I pass away and nobody knows where those documents are, what happens? Nobody seems to know. Like it has had to happen.
There's no registry of deeds?
That you do it, and then the homeowner of that property keeps the original documents.
That's crazy.
The most bizarre thing ever.
That's crazy.
It is.
Not that anyone cares about our real estate adventures, Teresa.
Well, because when you said that this only happens in Boston, I was like, well, let me tell you what happens in Iowa, because I thought that Boston was weird.
Susie said Iowans hold a grudge.
And you look through these documents, talk about holding a grudge. In 1906, somebody had sued somebody else, and all that is in this document. Like, it's just bizarre.
Crazy. So
where are we at?
What about, let's talk about plan. I mean, this is kind of basic stuff. You know, set some goals, choose the right products, choose the type of promotion. But again, this is a big thing is like, yeah, try some different things, do what works, try some different levels. Timing is important depending upon what it is. I have noticed that, and I don't know if it's just for me, but the recommended on eBay, my recommended promo percentage is up from what it used to be. They used to recommend 1 to 2, and now it's like 10 to 12%.
That's because they go on an average based on what everyone else is promoting for that category.
How
Ignore it. Do not promote your stuff at 12% on eBay. I will shoot you.
Okay.
I mean, I will trip you.
I'm writing down something else, not that.
Yeah, no, I mean, for eBay, I promote everything on promoted listings somewhere between 3 and 5%. I tend to go up during Q4 because there's a lot more traffic on the site, and I want my listings to stand out. And I do some sales. I'm trying to get rid of jackets. I have a lot of men's jackets that I've had for way too long. So I've tried different things at different times of year, like trying to put them 30-35% off, like in March. That doesn't work. So I'm going to do probably a 30-35% off, maybe even 40% starting in September. And just like, let me get rid of these big old bulky jackets that are taking up way too much space in my inventory. So
sweet, yeah, exactly. Sweet mother of pearl.
That is a Susie. I mean, we need like someone. Amy.
Susie has them all.
Oh, Susie. Amy Honeycutt. We used to have like a thing with people that I said I was going to give them a slap for being bad or whatever. And then I really think we need like a list of people's things they say, because Susie says some of the funniest stuff. Sweet mother of pearl, though. And she says it like this. Sweet mother of pearl. Like it's very like punched.
Yeah. Well, and hey, Pot, it's kettle calling. You're black.
I
you
know.
would have like a giant leather-bound tome that'd be like alphabetized.
I know. I think that's why it cracks me up so much, because I do the same thing. But mine are usually a lot more laden with swears.
Pilgrim-esque, yeah, because the pilgrims did swear. That was one of the things.
Those pilgrims. Jim said he sees about 30% promoted sales, 70% organic. Jim, what do you, when he does 5%, it's up a little further. So he's doing 5% across the board.
Yeah, that's what I get. I get about 30%, 35% sometimes on promoted listings.
I'm going to look right now while we're talking. Paula she promotes everything at 2. All right. If it doesn't need to be promoted because there are only a few similar items, promoting means my item shows up twice. It can if it.
So let me explain this to you, because somebody at eBay explained it to me a long time ago. I was selling a tool that I made that lasted about 3 months, and then the post office changed the rules. But I was selling a tool, and of course it's the only one on it because it's something that I had made up and invented and whatever had built. And I asked the guy, I shouldn't promote this. It's the only one on there. And they're like, no, you should promote it just like everything else. Because if somebody is looking for something similar, that will get promoted. They don't have to be looking for the whatever shipping tool it was. I forgot the name of it. How did I forget the name of it? The tool, they will find it. But if someone's looking for shipping supplies, that will come up too. And that changed my whole thought about promote everything, even if you're the only one on eBay.
So I just would like to give a shout out for eBay. eBay really gives us a lot of tools that the other platforms don't. And I think you can extrapolate some of that for your own business to the other tools a little bit. But, go in and look at performance, look at advertising, look at marketing, check out all these things that the Seller Hub gives you. And if you do not have a store, if you're a brand new seller and you do not have a store, I am going to say to you that as soon as you're making a little bit of money, get yourself a store, because the things that it shows you can really give, I'm sorry?
As soon as you have 307 listings, you should have a store.
That's a financial decision, right? That's
yeah, that's just based on finances, because you would pay between paying per listing and paying $21 a month for a basic store. At 308 listings, you're paying more per than you would if you had a store.
And I'm saying that maybe even before that it's worth having one. Maybe, depending on what you're trying to do and what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go.
You get 250, not per month. You get 250 listings. And so somewhere between 250 and 307, you should get a store.
Jim, I agree with you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you're doing well at 5%, leave it. Jenny, I think it's funny. Jenny wrote, not yelling, just need help seeing. Jenny, I mean, since Teresa and I are wearing glasses, and Doug, we're all wearing glasses. Do you think we need the help, or do you need the help, or both? All of us need the help.
I don't know.
No.
Not the suggested ad rate. Never. The suggested ad rate is always beneficial to eBay.
Yeah.
Char says something about I've done it too. I've done tests where I've increased the price of my item by 25% and did a 20% promotion. I didn't get any sales on any of those things. So there's got to be a secret formula in there. I have not yet figured it out. I may do that with my jackets. Instead of giving a 40% off, maybe I will promote them at 10 or 15% and do a 25% off or something like that. We'll see. But the goal, I'm going to count that. I'm going to count how many men's jackets I have and see how many, and put them on sale and see how many I sell between September and February.
I mean, I think that it is an interesting thing to decide. All of this is a shot in the dark. I mean, it's just like listing. This is our best guess, our best estimation about how all of this stuff works. And things change, eBay makes changes, Poshmark makes changes, Macari makes changes, and everyone's like, why isn't my 3% working like it did 6 months ago?
Right.
So, you kind of have to be willing to try some stuff and do the A/B test. And I do really think that the A/B test will show you stuff about how your store reacts, how your products sell.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just sold an item that I put on from offers to watchers right before this live.
Yay!
It does work.
Can we change the promo percentage that is currently running on an item?
Promoted listing rate? Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. You can change almost anything, really, at any time on eBay specifically. And it's different. Jim wrote in, it's different results for everyone. Absolutely. Some of this is absolutely category specific. Some of this is absolutely your store specific. That's why you need to figure out what works for your store.
Yeah, and try different things.
Absolutely.
I'm changing all my promoted listings right now. Just kidding.
To what?
To 2%. 2%.
2%.
Two. Just try some different things. My sales go through the roof. I will thank you.
And then there's things once you get into, if you have a larger store, if you have different things, there's outside ads now that both Poshmark and eBay do. So there are things for more advanced sellers also. I wouldn't suggest doing that until you really feel like you have everything else kind of under control, because I do think that that takes some money to play with to figure out if it's going to work for your store, because it's you're paying no matter what happens. It's not right now. You only pay if it sells, right? So if you're running a promotion on eBay and you do 100% promotion, nobody should do that. If you do 100% promotion, you're only going to pay that once it sells. Whereas outside ads, you're paying no matter what happens right off the bat.
Yeah. And that's one of our tips is like, do not over discount. I say this all the time. A lower price isn't what sells an item. Poor planning.
Getting that item found.
Getting what?
Getting that item found.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of the coolest thing, but if people can't find it.
Yeah, and it goes back to perceived value. We talk about this all the time, that there's a whole, we shop, we know how to find the things, we know how to filter, we know how to do all these things. Most shoppers don't. And there are a segment of the population that believes if it's too cheap, if it's too inexpensive, it must be cheap and less quality. And so they're going to pay more money for something, even if it's the same thing, same model, same everything, because it's got to be better.
I just want to say, Carrie Paradise Vintage said, but don't reduce all your promoted listings at once. The algorithm will punish you, reduce them gradually. I could not agree more. I think that the algorithm does not respond well to anything happening all at one time. I have done this many times in my life, even though I know it's the wrong decision. I'm like, I'll worry about it. Always screws up my store. So don't do anything all at once. Even listings, I think having a daily listing habit is the best thing. Don't, if you're going to list 50 for the week, list 50 over 7 days. Don't list 50 on Monday and then do another 50 on the next Monday. You're going to get better results if you list every single day. And if you don't want to list every single day, schedule them out and just have to make them go live. Have them done. If you use List Perfectly, have them done and ready to go. Just make them live once you want them, or put them in, or schedule them out in eBay or wherever, if that makes you happier. But I think she's right. It's the same thing with this. Don't decrease it all at one time. Do it slowly. Kim. Oh. Kim cracks me up. Hey, so I just wanted to throw out there, we changed this to Thursdays during the day. We hope that maybe we'll get a few more people. So we hope this time works for everybody. Rather than Wednesdays later in the evening. And also, if anybody wants to see anything specific, drop us a line. You can do Trish@listperfectly.com, or we do have a community List Perfectly that I never remember. So Doug will have to tell us what it is.
Community@listperfectly.com.
Like
podcast@listperfectly.com. Doug@listperfectly.com.
Dweeb Boy number 12 at listperfectly.com.
That is taken, actually.
I bet it is. We won't say by who, but we know who it is. Oh, good. Jill said she likes Thursday better. Good.
Me too, Jill. Wednesday at 3:00 Pacific was kicking my rear end. But that is between 2 and 3 is when I hit my brick wall, and I get my second wind at 6 or 7. But you wouldn't know, because I probably don't feel like I have any more energy at 10 o'clock in the morning than I do at 3 o'clock in the afternoon today.
I'm sprinkling some tips in the comments, ladies and gentlemen.
Chicken Toad said, which is a cute name, Thursdays is better.
Yeah, we're going to try this. I think it'll be fine.
Great.
A/B test. We tried A. Now we're trying B.
Exactly. We're promoting it. But Yeah, no, definitely, follow those tips we talked about, and kind of wrapping up here is like use your analytics, track the performance, see what's working, see what rate works for you, see what sells where. Always be learning. ABL. Always be learning. And then yeah, just keep doing what works. Come see Teresa at midnight.
You think I'm kidding?
Tommy says any day is fine as long as YouTube sends me a reminder.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true, Tommy. We all need the reminders, man. Some days I'm like, oh crap, I got to do something. So thank you everybody for coming. And again, we'd really love any feedback, anything that you would like to see or anything. Please let us know.
Jill, don't tell all my secrets.
Chill.
Right now I'm making drawers at midnight. So there you go.
Waste not, want not. This works for me. I pack and list in the morning. I process after lunch. Awesome. Thank you, three. Always a pleasure. You're welcome, Jim. We're glad you guys are here. So coming up tomorrow,
YouTube Live with Tamsin of Tamsin's Threads.
She's very fun, very cool lady. It's going to be interesting. We're going to talk about pop-up sales and stuff, and then obviously her selling journey is interesting. She's one of us that left the corporate world, smart girl, to become her own boss. But it's going to be a fun chat. She's super cool. She's bubbly and energetic. Jenny, who's new today, you guys have good energy. Glad I just caught your tail end. We'll be going back to watch the whole show. Thank you so much, Jenny. Thanks for being here. And you can go back and watch the show because they are all archived. Jenny, there's hours and hours of shows to watch. So if you're on an airplane, anything like that. Sandy May has a news conference starting soon. Hopefully there's not breaking news we don't know about yet.
Sandy, we hope you're not doing the news conference.
That's right.
We hope you're just watching it. I also would like to say that if you use, we didn't really talk about List Perfectly at all today. If you are somebody who uses List Perfectly, we're glad you're here. If you're not somebody who uses List Perfectly, we're glad you're here also. But we could give you a code if you're interested, if Doug wanted to do that, because Doug has all the fancy things and I do not.
Club Red 97.
Club Red 97. Talk about self-promotion there, Teresa. But we also have listing party. We do mastermind every single day. There are multiple listing parties a day. And listing party is just a place that we try to help each other get to the next level. So kind of like this, just more internal. But yeah, off topic. Do we know price for Plus next year? Tommy, we do not.
Tommy, you have to be patient.
We do not, my friend.
I'm working on my retirement plan, Jill. Club Red 97.
Seriously.
There you go.
Am I not? Do I not tell you guys this is going to be my retirement plan?
You do tell us.
You do.
Okay, cool. Well, thanks everybody. This was a fun chat. Thanks, ladies, for your expertise. I'm glad that I could weigh in a little bit on my scattershot. Promote.
Do sales. Sell some stuff. Look at that. My flash sale today. This was such good information. I did a flash sale and it already worked.
All right.
Oh my God, Teresa. Hey, everybody. Hope you all have a great day.
TT&D. Thanks, everybody. We will see you next time. Wave, ladies. Goodbye.
Bye.